Okay, cool. Hey, what's going on, Twisters? I wanted to go live here because some huge trades have broken over the last 15 minutes or so, with Utah, the NHL's newest team, making a huge splash, not just once, but twice, as now they have traded with the Tampa Bay Lightning for defenseman Mikhail Sergachev, in addition to trading for Devils defenseman John Marino. So I'll have to put some messages up here in a banner. But we've got, of course, the Utah Hockey Club acquiring John Marino and Mikhail Sergachev in what has been already a very busy day here in day two of the draft. So we'll have some more updates about that. We also have Kevin Hayes on the move to the Pittsburgh Penguins. We also have Tanner Jeannot being traded to the LA Kings maybe a year or two ago. That would have been much bigger news. But Tampa getting busy here, as is the Utah Hockey Club. So we'll take a look at the returns. We'll take a look at other news and rumors that may have surfaced, including Jacob Trouba potentially involved in a deal to the Detroit Red Wings. He's a Michigander, I should say, a Michigan native. So we have John Marino and Mikhail Sergachev to Utah. We have Kevin Hayes to Penguins. And we also have Tanner Jeannot to the Kings. More to come. All right, we'll get some details there. Now, we're going to be, of course, covering the offseason. So if you're new here, hello, and we're happy to have you here no matter who you're cheering for. We've got Jeannot to the Kings, Lamau. Can we get a 2021-22 resurrection in Los Angeles for him? Utah is not effing around. Certainly not. Boy, oh boy. It's been a huge draft for them as well, given that they were able to get Tej Aginla. I know that some people thought he went too high, but I mean, really the surprise there was that he was drafted before he could fall to the Flames at 9th. Tampa Bay, loser of these trades. I saw that JJ Moser's coming over from Utah. I do like Moser, in addition to center prospect Connor Geekie. Actually, has Geekie played? How many games has Geekie played in the NHL? That is a former first rounder, I believe, from 2 years ago. Actually, no, Connor Geekie has yet to play an NHL game. Pesce and or Zadorov's in New Jersey. Yes, Pesce is speculated to be a top priority for the New Jersey Devils, especially now that they have, of course, moved out Marino. What is the Devils' return? So I'm going to get the specifics here as I get, my Twitter feed loaded up, and we'll get everything broken down for you. So thank you for tuning in. All right. Absolutely bonkers, guys. We had some great surprises in yesterday's draft as well, especially with Beckett Seneca being selected 3rd overall. We had, of course, Aginla at 6th. We had a couple other big pieces there, including Yzerman falling to the Islanders. So yeah, let's see if we can get that trade deal for John Marino loaded up for you first of all. Okay. So Utah receives here. You know what I'll do? I think this should help. I'll present my screen for you guys too. I think that's not a bad way to proceed. All right, so we've got trading Geekie's bolt. I know, right? So here we've got John Marino and the 153rd overall pick in exchange for the 49th overall pick. So that's already been selected by the Devils, and a second rounder next year. So basically, John Marino is on the move to Utah for 2 second rounders, a late draft pick also going to Utah as well. Axiom, what's going on? Good to have you here. How do I feel about the Sharks picks? I'm a little it's kind of I want to have a goaltending prospect. We don't have a top goaltending prospect, and we've already seen a few selected here. But the guys that the Sharks got at those positions, I love. They selected at 30 today. At 33rd, the Sharks got Igor Chernyshov, who was projected to go anywhere as high as the mid-first round. Left winger, big dude, still pretty darn young in his own right. Didn't really have the most productive time in the KHL just yet. Toronto trades pick 58 to Florida for Florida's pick next year in the second round and pick number 225 this year. So basically, Florida and Toronto swapping picks, but of course, Florida's next year is going to go to Toronto. Um, but yeah, Alex, I love what I'm seeing with the Sharks right now, and they got Leo Salim Wallenius, who again was projected to be selected as high as 27th by the Hurricanes. He falls all the way down to 53. Great move, great value too. We got lots of people already hanging out with us. Thanks so much for being here, guys. All right, so I'll put some trade information here on our banner, and of course, we'll do our best to be live when there are big trades. John Marino to Utah. Let's see here. Devils receive 49th pick and 25 second round in second rounder. Perfect. Now let's get the deals on that Mikhail Sergachev trade too, huh? Mikhail Sergachev. Of course, he had that long-term injury last year. Sergachev. Sergachev. There we go. All right. So in this trade, two goalies, one Mike. I'm sure that you're a good. I don't have another graphic here, so I'm going to rely on what this guy has here. So Tampa receives JJ Moser, Lightning receive Connor. I thought Connor Geeky was with just 1-0. Connor Geeky, JJ Moser, and a 25 monster. JJ Moser and a 25 second rounder. That's basically the deal there. We'll have to get the details on the Penguins and with Kevin Hayes, of course, too. Tampa loses the deal. Well, some people think that they're clearing up cap space to potentially retain Steven Stamkos, although there are going to be other teams interested. I thought that Detroit would be one of them. All right. What am I watching the draft on? It says Gorilla Fetus. I'm watching this on NHL Network, and I have been able to access NHL Network through my subscription to Sling TV. Utah, can you please take Marner? Right? Boy, that's all we need now. And then this goes down as maybe the biggest trade day during the draft. The dudes that the Sharks got this morning were 18 and 39. Yeah. What about Victor Hedman? Utah said they wanted to be competitive. I thought that they didn't even have to make really any deals to be competitive with how the young core of forwards is developing for them. But dude, this could be incredible. It's also on ESPN Plus. Oh, good. That's good too. The draft, so you can also access it that way. All right, gang. Let's see if we find any other big trades going down here. Now, of course, we're going to get all sorts of draft news coming to Twitter as well, so we'll have to be a wee bit patient. Igor Chernyshev. Yeah, let me know, guys, if you see any other updates here. Who got Nikita Artamonov? Oh yeah, Carolina. By the way, again they had the 27th overall pick last or going into yesterday. They moved down to 34 in a trade, and they were expected to get Nikita Artamonov in the first round. They find him all the way down at 50. So fantastic job there from Eric Tolsky. Yeah. So here are the again the big details on the trade with Utah for Mikhail Sergachev. So a second round pick for next year, a top 6 caliber prospect in Connor Geeky and defenseman JJ Moser. Although Tampa will have to actually qualify him. Let's see here. Not a bad haul for Sergachev. I don't think it's that bad too. I like Moser. Geeky, of course, has some upside for a team that will need some youth in its forward core, some top end youth, and they get a second round pick. And Sergachev, I don't know. Maybe you would have to elaborate on this for me, but he did play a little bit in the playoffs, right? This last season, but again, he's coming off a huge injury, so they should have kept Marino. I like Marino personally. I personally don't think Pesci is that big of an upgrade, but if they're able to get him for I would say somewhere between 5.5 or 6 million, and preferably under that 7-year maximum. Utah might be a 7 or 8 seed. Yeah, I think so. I think that could be possible. That division, you have Colorado and you have Dallas, and then after that, you have some question marks. You have competitive teams, but what's that gap between Arizona, or excuse me, what's that gap going to be between Utah and maybe the team that finishes third? Winnipeg, Nashville, Minnesota. Will Smith will come this year. Yeah, I do. I do think so because he already signed his entry level contract. So all he has to do is has to make the team in training camp. What team would have the capital today to trade for Aaron Ekblad with the rumors going around? Yeah, I remember Jaws had kind of touched on that a little bit with his one of his videos. Why am I looking at the Flyers? Yeah, the Flyers don't have a ton of cap space, but their defensive core could use a little bit of help. If they want to get into the playoffs this year, that wouldn't actually be that bad. Oh, Nashville. Hold up. 59 to the Flyers for pick 77 and a third round pick next year. So just a pick swap between Nashville and Philadelphia. All right. Tampa got money. Any update on the bracket challenge? Colin, oh my God, that's so awesome that you actually messaged me here because this morning, like an hour ago, somebody on our Discord had mentioned to me, "Hey, I won the Discord community bracket, and you, of course, won our channel bracket. So, if you can, reach out to me over email or social media. Just see the video description down below, and I will be happy to hook you up with a T-shirt, a Twisted Wrister Hockey T-shirt, with whatever recoloring of my logo that you would prefer. So." Please do reach out to me over social media, and then we'll get you hooked up. Okay. And congratulations again. Uh, Chikrin, if Montour is leaving and Ekblad is traded. Oh yeah, Chikrin. He's also a Florida native, so they could go for him. I hope that I kind of wonder if they'll keep Ekman Larson around because he did really well for them. I heard Leafs traded Marner to the Sharks for some guy named Twisted Mister. Oh God, imagine if I had to go to Toronto, like relocate to Toronto. Ah, I don't know. I'm from the West, man. Like we don't have humidity. I don't think I could survive. I tried a summer in Chicago, and that didn't go so well. Oh, Will and you want Tarasenko to stick around? All right, Vegas needs to get on these trades. I know, right? What's going on here, Dean? McCrimmon's been pretty quiet. Maybe Shanahan should have been fired in 2020. Yeah. Uh, what's up, Anthony? I got lots of. Okay, here we go. What team would have the draft? Oh, with Ekblad. Well, I was talking about the first team I just saw when I pulled up Puckpedia was Philadelphia, and that's a team that could be around the playoff conversation next year. So I don't know. That would kind of be an interesting one to me. What's Minnesota's? Oh, Minnesota's got Faber back there. Yeah, they're pretty set. The Jets, they kept around DeMello. I'm just looking at teams with right shot defensemen. Edmonton, I could almost see Edmonton trying to make that kind of move, but then again, Kenny Holland's out now. So what's Ekblad's contract? Like how many more years does he have on it? I'd have to look at that too. The Kings, by the way, aren't expected to sign Matt Roy, so they're going to have a little bit of a void defensively. They still, of course, have Doughty and Spence. So I don't know. Those are just a couple teams scrolling through here. Devils took a Russian goalie. Any information on him? I have not seen who that is. Actually, the only goaltending prospect I know about is Ilya Nabokov. Was that who the Devils got, or was that somebody else? Oh no, he was Colorado's pick. That's right. Here, let's take a look and see who they got there. The Devils for their goaltending prospect. Was that Mikhail Yegorov? I mean, Russian goalies are all the rave in today's NHL. Mikhail Yegorov. Zach Cortana. He played for the Omaha Lancers. They were saying that wasn't that great of a team this year, so it was like he had to face a ton of shots. Ranked as high as 48 by THN, the Hockey News, or 44. Can't see what outlet that is. So some of these goaltenders, right? There are teams that need goaltending prospects more than others. New Jersey probably being one of those teams that did have that sort of need, so that's good. He had an 892 save percentage in 43 games. Oh, Carolina and Columbus are just swapping picks here. So Columbus is on the clock. All right, Elizabeth, what's going on? To make my Sharks. Oh, if the Sharks made the playoffs by 2026. If we make it by 2026, I will be surprised, honestly. But I like the way I'm really starting to see the roadmap that Greer has laid out here. Hopefully, we can find ourselves a goaltending prospect, and I expect Celebrini and Will Smith to be on the ice next year. John Mustard is still on the board. I've heard of John Mustard. All right, wow, lots of good questions and comments. Trade rumors? I heard that the Hurricanes are working on an extension for Jacob Slavin. He's too good to trade away. With them losing Pesci and most likely Brady Shea, uh, I think Carolina has to keep Slavin around. They might keep Shea, but I haven't heard anything about an extension. Canucks fans, you gave up OEL, then you won a cup. Welcome to the same thing that happened when Kessel got moved to Pittsburgh. I mean, that sort of thing happens, right? I mean, he just wasn't really a fit for them, and he got a reduced role with he came into Florida a reduced role, and he excelled in it. And Paul Maurice, I like what he's done defensively over there too. You're glad to get rid of OEL with this contract. Yeah, exactly. You had to bite the bullet there. Kings and Tampa made a trade. That's correct. Do we have the Jeannot trade details? I'm going to see if I can pull that up. Tanner Jeannot, of course, came to the Lightning in the 22-23 season in a huge deal involving lots of Tampa draft picks. So Tampa, in exchange for Jeannot, will get a second rounder out of this. So I am pleasantly surprised that has actually materialized for Breezebaugh. Tanner Jeannot to Kings for pick 118 and a 25 second rounder. That's really good for Breezebaugh in hindsight of Jeannot's diminishing value. Sam Miscavige can be on the fourth line. Yeah, we'll maybe see him. Vladdy can stay. I wouldn't be mad if he left because he needs to develop. Yeah, I'd probably rather see the youth come in there. Tarasenko at this point in his career is not a huge asking price, but wait. Camille Benerick. I don't know if I heard that right. Anyway, let's see here. When is the Sharks' next pick? I don't think the Sharks have a pick until the third round, and that's the one that we got in the Anthony Duclair trade. So it's like 76 or something like that. Yeah, a lot of big news though already, huh? All right, we'll take a look at. Do we have all the draft picks listed here for this next season? Oh, I don't know. So wait, the Sharks' next pick is going to be. Let's take a look here. The Sharks' next pick will be 85. So that's kind of later in the third round. Oh, we got another. Do we have another trade? Holy God. The Blues have traded Kevin Hayes for a second next year and future considerations. All right. So Hayes to the Penguins for a 25 second rounder. Great. We'll get that updated. Is there a fire in Tampa Bay? I mean, They really have to, shake things up just because of how tight the cap situation is over there, right? And the situation with Stamkos. Wait, Sergachev got traded, and Bucks raised bolts. Thanks for joining us here. These trades are slowing things down. I want more of them, frankly. So yeah, earlier as we saw, the Panthers made a deal with the Maple Leafs. So the Panthers got themselves a second rounder. Toronto will get Florida's next year. Andrew Basha, that was a player who was kind of a first round projection by some. Here's Kevin Hayes' card, by the way, if Penguins fans are trying to see what they're going to get out of him. Of course, Kyle Dubas acquiring more veterans. Teddy Stiga, that was another player who could have gone earlier in the second round. If not, he could have gone even as high as the first round in a couple of earlier mock drafts I saw. Never forget when Meyer to the Devils took like hours to release. Yeah, right. That's true. I loved it though. As much as I love Timo, I have a jersey of his. It's a bit high for Hayes. He's paid too much. He's a salary dump. For the Blues, yeah. Tampa trying to get all the picks back. Yeah, from the Jeannot deal 2 seasons ago now. As a Pens fan, ew. How did Kevin Hayes do last year? For the Blues weren't in the playoffs. He played 14 and a half minutes a game, 13 goals and 16 assists. And I don't get too detailed with possession metrics, but actually that's not too bad. He was playing a very large defensive role for St. Louis. And actually goaltenders when he was on the ice had a 935 save percentage 5-on-5. So not too terrible, but it does have a steep cap hit, right guys? Yeah, there's that Sergachev trade. Hope Stamkos can get re-signed by Monday. Yeah, you're definitely leaning up against it for sure. Free agency will be interesting. Yeah, and guys, don't forget we'll be live for free agency on Monday. So we're talking about Steven Stamkos potentially. We're talking about Jake Gensel, Elias Lindholm, Brett Pesce, Brady Shea. Who's the other big guy I'm missing? Sam Reinhart, of course, after 57 goals and scoring what stood as the winning goal in the Stanley Cup final. But yeah, Tampa cleared $8.5 million off the books there. And Utah's defense is going to get a big upgrade in the form of Sergachev and also with John Marino. I wonder if those two would actually play together. That could happen. All right, let's see here. Is there anything else you guys are seeing from a rumor standpoint? By the way, Sam Dickinson as a Shark, I'm cool with that. Guy looks like he's like 30 already almost. Let's see what else we got here. Julius Miettinen, welcome to Seattle. The Kraken going with a couple guys from the Washingtonian WHL teams, in addition to Berkeley Catton. Love seeing that. Reinhart and Ekblad will stay in Florida. At this point, I think that Reinhart actually, I I think that Florida will find a way to make it happen. Blade, what's going on? Good to have you here. Will the Sharks trade away a pick? If they do, I I don't think it would happen in the third round. I think that that's their opportunity to get a goaltending prospect. Maybe afterwards. How funny would it be if Stamkos went to the Panthers? Well, yeah, they're not going to be able to have, it's not like they could have Stamkos and Reinhart. Also, Montour is a free agent too. I don't think that Florida will sign him though. He could get a good pay bump somewhere else. Yeah, Monty's gone for sure. I agree with you. Tampa has cleared almost 12 million in cap space. That's huge. You guys want to see what their cap situation looks like now? Look at that, guys. $15 million now. Here, I'll zoom her in. Tons of people hanging out with us, guys. Thank you. It's fantastic having you here. Oh, shoot. I turned off monetization. Got to make my money. All right. So Tampa, let's take a look at their UFAs, right? They got Steven Stamkos, Austin Watson, Anthony Duclair. He was a very valuable acquisition for them. They just picked, I think, sent a third rounder back to my Sharks. They could re-sign him. They might have enough space for him. I do like the Duke quite a bit, but I would welcome him back in Team Teal. Brent Seabrook's contract, Dahan, Dumba, Flurry. Nobody really jumping out at me as a must sign out of that group. I'd like to see Tampa also upgrade their backup goaltending. Vasi, you don't want to put too much mileage on him. He's had a lot of that already in his career. Let's go Detroit. Now the Red Wings guys, I've seen that they are in talks with the Rangers in a potential Jacob Trouba trade. Anybody else see that? Have you seen this? Have you heard about this? Logan Thompson, apparently to the Caps. Oh, I like that. That could be very, very solid. They, of course, got into the playoffs with some good play from Charlie Lindgren, but goaltender Logan Thompson in exchange for pick 83 and a third next season. Honestly, if I'm the Golden Knights, they have plenty of goaltenders. That's not a bad deal. Not a bad deal. All right, let's put that in our ledger here. Logan Thompson. Thompson to Capitals for 2/3. That includes this year and also, I think, next year. Yeah, great. Incredible, guys. Still doesn't clear enough cap space for Marcia, so you don't want Trouba. Yeah, not the real Pavel Datsyuk. By the way, congratulations to the Magic Man for his induction into the Hall of Fame. Rocking, I got a Datsyuk jersey. Wait, we'll pan a little bit here. There we go. We got a Datsyuk jersey at the end of the rack there. All right. Are we in the third round? I'm not even paying attention to the actual draft because you guys have been so awesome already. Heard Tampa be interested in Gensel. Is that one of the more valuable positions for them to address? I'm just throwing that out there because they got Kucherov. You know what? That actually could make some sense, but he might be looking for some big money when we think of, what Mitch Marner earned, or excuse me, what William Nylander earned, what David Pastrnak earned. I know he's not quite David Pastrnak, but damn, he could very well command double digits for an annual salary cap hit. So yeah, Logan Thompson, goaltender, previously for the Golden Knights, Stanley Cup winner. Oh, beauty jersey, yeah, yes, sir. Um, Atos Koivu picked up by the Habs. Is he related to Miko Koivu? So far, Jonathan Marsh said we'll be looking at free agency if nothing happens today or tomorrow. And this does happen occasionally where a player will just kind of test the market to see what he can be commanding from other teams, right? Because he might have a high, a team might be more desperate for a scoring winger. Who knows? Maybe the Tampa Bay Lightning would be one of them. I personally don't see that so much, but he did play for them at one point. So then he can come back to Vegas and say, hey, guys, by the way, Tampa Bay is offering me $7 million for 4 more years or for 5 more years. What do you have for me? That is also another possible dynamic that we see in free agency. Oh, John Mustard has finally been picked. He was the USHL Rookie of the Year, and now he's a Chicago Blackhawk. Saku Koivu's son. Cool. I like seeing that. Right on. Cool. And yeah, keep me posted if you see more trade rumors or anything related to free agency here. Linus Erickson. Not so sure I know who that is. Don't forget, yeah, Patrick Laine. We'll see if there's any sort of conversation around him as we get into the free agency period. That's not an actual trade. That was just kind of a proposed trade there. Yep, there's the announcement from the Penguins as they've acquired Kevin Hayes. Oh, they also got a second round pick for him. I thought it was the Blues were, but yeah, that's a salary cap dump. So I appreciate them clarifying that for me. For future considerations, that's actually not too bad for Dubas. I mean, to have that asset for a cap dump. Hayes has what, like 2 years left on his deal? Kevin Hayes plus a 25 second to the Penguins. There we go. Awesome. Jackson a goalie. I'd like that. Would Patrick Kane resign in Detroit? Actually, a couple of Red Wings fans said yesterday that he's in discussions with an extension. Um, I think that would be good. He fit in perfectly for them last year, it seemed. Because I don't know what other teams are out there, looking at him or considering, dangling an offer in front of him. So, he was a very valuable signing for them. So I think that he would, maybe get a little bit of a pay bump, but not by a ton, because he knows the situation, right? That they're trying to actually open a contention window to get into the postseason. But yeah, I'd like to see him back there. Honestly, I'd rather have that than Jacob Trouba getting traded over. We just got a trade. Another one. I definitely wouldn't reach for a goalie, but maybe in the fourth or fifth round. Yeah, actually. Oh, yeah, Lucy, thanks for jumping in here. Weeksy breaking the trade there. Is Muse going to be this year's Canyoni for the Sharks? Small offensive defenseman. I don't think the Sharks need that though. If he's available and you don't want a goaltender for whatever reason, then maybe. All right, Avalanche trade their pick 71 to Buffalo for 76 and 161 in this year's draft. So just a third round pick swap there. Could see Tampa make a big play for another cup run. How's that roster going to look now? I mean, and is there any chance that you can get some value from somebody like Connor Geeky? Could he check into the lineup this next season? I like Moser though, but that division's tough, man, because you have teams behind the Lightning who I think are going to be contending for playoff spots as well. Tanner Jeannot, a physical forechecking winger who throws a lot of hits and takes a lot of penalties. That's for sure. Is there someone you want the Sharks to get? Is there a specific goalie in mind? I don't know who's available actually. Yeah, so Saku Koivu's son drafted. We already saw, of course, Jerome McGinley's son. All right. Oh, by the way, also rest in peace, not just of course to Willie Mays who passed away not 2 weeks ago, but also Orlando Cepeda passed away, Hall of Famer, World Series champion, and 1967 MVP, San Francisco Giants legend. So rest in peace to the Baby Bowl. All right. Well, we'll maybe a little bit of a lull in the trade talks here, apart from draft picks. But I gotta do my little PSA here. For anybody who doesn't know, I am looking for people to help invest in the growth of Twister Brister Hockey so that we can have more regular streams, so that we can produce more videos at a better quality, in addition to some other ideas that I have for this channel. So there's a link to that in the video description down below if you want to consider supporting the channel this way. Pretty much anybody can contribute. You don't have to be strapped with tens of thousands of dollars in cash or anything like that. But when I say investor, I mean that you would actually earn back a small percentage of what this channel makes. So anyway, if you have any remote interest in this, I do recommend checking out this page right here. And if we do get enough interest, I will do some fundraising here in the off season. So check it out. All right. But of course, just being here, liking, subscribing, sharing our content buying our merchandise. That always helps too. And as we got here, we got Dustin for the love of life coming in as a new channel member and actually really a returning channel member. So Dustin, welcome back here, man. This is always a great way you can support the channel because you do get bonus content in the form of videos and also live streams. Been busy a little. Well, I hope that you've been enjoying your return to Idaho here. Cortana, here, can you come over here? Let's give for Dustin becoming a member. Let's give Cortana a treat here. Oh, here we go. There we go. Yeah, it's a good girl. Good girl. Usually I have the Cortana camera, but because of the trades that oh Muse, wait, is Muse is off the board now? I don't even know who he went to. Rangers might trade for Trouba. Brandon, I know that was crazy. I woke up to that this morning. I said, no, they can't. Micro, greetings from Florida. More trouble. Yeah, I know, right? That's the way I see it, Brandon. Yeah. I could not imagine that, especially if Detroit trades Wallman away and he had 2 years left at $3.4 million. And Yzerman also gives up a second rounder, and you want to do that so you can bring in Trouba. Boy, the Yzer plan really does take a 180-degree shift if that's the case. Calgary up Muse. Calgary's had a really good draft so far. They got Zane Parekh at what, 9th overall, and they also had another pick in that round. Thompson just got moved. Yeah, so Logan straight out of Thompson just got moved from the Golden Knights to the Capitals in exchange for basically 2 third-round picks. Vegas has a lot of third-round picks, don't they? Gee, I wonder how that happened. But I like the move for the Capitals. No Cortana Cam because with all these trades breaking, I didn't want to take the time to set that up. So, but you know what? We can still cut to Cortana occasionally here. She is rocking her Sharks jersey. She is very happy to be hanging out with us here, and she is very happy to receive more treats because she's a good girl, isn't she? So smash that like for Cortana. And there we go. You living back in Idaho? Good. Can't do another summer. I mean, not that it's not warm here in summer, but yeah, that's a different breed over there. Toast Tactical, what's up, man? Cortana's a good girl. Yes, she is a good girl. Good girl, aren't you? Hey, do you want to bring me your frisbee? Where's your frisbee? Where's your frisbee? You gonna go get it? Toast Tactical, good to have you here. You sense another trade. All right. Well, we're gonna be. Let's see. We're at 9:47 right now. Yeah, we'll stay live for a little while longer. I might stay live up until the Sharks make their third round selection at 85. So I wouldn't mind that. Oh, we got another trade. Heyo. Cortana senses a trade. Devils trade 75 to the Caps for 82 and 146. So just a trade swap. More picks. Oh, Cortana, where'd your frisbee go? Huh? Is Emery worth a first pick for the Rangers? I mean, is he worth them making that selection at first? He was praised for being a really good stay-at-home defenseman. I mean, he doesn't put up the points. He said that he models his game after Keandre Miller. I love Keandre Miller, and I know that Miller does have some offensive upside, but he wasn't exactly the highest of draft picks either. So, just from a surface level, yes, I absolutely think so. I know that there were some other defensemen who slid, who were projected around that same level as well, like Wallenius and Badinka was another one as well. I don't know too much about them, but I don't think that there's anything wrong with selecting a guy who's reliable in his own end. Does Cortana have any more jerseys besides the Sharks? No, she has a couple of shirts, but that's not actual jersey materials. She has a Twisted Wrister shirt, and she has a shirt for my favorite football team, and that's the Minnesota Vikings. Good girl. All right, where'd that frisbee go? You gonna show everybody your frisbee? Hmm? Good girl. Oh, Alexei Protas's brother is being drafted, and I guess that's who Washington has selected. So, congratulations to the Caps for and bringing him in. All right. Thanks. You need positive feedback for the boys. Yeah, I mean, obviously, a disappointing finish to what was a fantastic season for them. I just need to change my broadcast to Safari because, well, not. I don't need to change it, but I need to load it up on this screen instead because. Oh wait, that's right, because it's being fickle with me here. Anytime I share my screen, I can't watch my actual broadcasts. It's really weird. Anyway, uh, I guess we'll keep the audio going. I just wasn't sure what the best way to proceed would be because I can't actually watch what's going on screen at the draft because the picture cuts out for whatever reason when I'm sharing my actual screen through my stream. Damn, that sounds really complex. All right, Logan Thompson to Washington. Exactly. What's the big deal for Demidov? I don't really understand what his potential is. I'm a Montreal fan. Well, let's take a look at what he brings to the table here on elite prospects. Yeah, that's correct, Micro. The Saddle Dome is the second oldest here. Jeremy Lozon. All right, Ivan Demidov. So he is, I believe, under contract one more season with the KHL. In this past season, Demidov in the MHL, that is the kind of youth development league, scored 27 goals and 37 assists in 30 games. So he scored 2 points per game. That's pretty damn good. He is under contract next year with um, SKA St. Petersburg, and he had 11 goals and 17 assists in 17 playoff games. So that looks very solid off the top here. He comes in at 6 foot, 192 pounds. And let's take a look at this right here. Well, I mean, his rankings, he was largely rated as high as second in this draft. He's a dexterous, mechanically sound puck handler with the sort of fast twitch wrists necessary to bring his ideas to life. Every move serves a purpose, whether improving the quality of his look as a shooter or creating openings in the defense that he can exploit as a distributor. And the same dexterity and touch that makes him so effective as a puck handler is every bit as present when he's ready to send the puck elsewhere. So it sounds like kind of a Kucherov equivalent, I suppose. Playing the right wing, could also play center and left-handed shot. So I don't know. When I see somebody like that who's got as creative of a profile as he does, I think Kucherov. This draft feels slow. Yeah, we did have a lot of trades, so that does kind of have something to do with it. I wish the first round could move faster, though, dude. I was live yesterday. I mean, God, it was basically 4 hours of draft coverage on this channel. Washington deals assets for more goalies. Yes, yes, yes. I think that was good for them. I like Thompson as a guy who's ready to step in the net and share. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. Congrats on the first pick. Oh yeah, thank you. A couple of good picks the last 2 years for the Sharks. Yeah, I'm really finally excited for this franchise for the first time in about 5 years, man. Will somebody will trade to us? Well, I mean, I don't have anything specifically in mind. It's always possible, but it becomes more possible as we look at like further down in the draft, like fifth through seventh round. I really thought Lou would do something with the 2 second rounders that he has. Lamarilla, he had 2 second rounders. Uh, he got Cole Iserman. That's at least something. But yeah, you need more depth at center in the prospect pool. That's just at a glance. That's what I think. Let's see here. Do I think what's going on through my mind about the trades is so overwhelming? Oh yeah, dude. I can barely process things as they happen because we have to scramble. We got to make sure that the information is actually true, right? We have to look at the details for each of these. The Sharks have placed Nikolai Knizhov on waivers with the purpose of buyout, by the way. So Knizhov, he unfortunately had almost a career-altering injury. He was out for the longest time. But that's why we saw Celebrini wearing 71 yesterday, because Knyzhov used to wear that number. It's funny though, because Macklin Celebrini modeled his game after Sidney Crosby, and yet he's wearing Yevgeny Malkin's number. Former Pred Jeannot. Yeah, oh boy. I gotta credit Breezeball for getting a second round pick for him. Macklin Celebrini started following the Sharks on Instagram. And not to mention, I mean, my claim to fame here, I got the San Jose Sharks follow me. So hey now, as do the Barracuda. They're certainly going to smash one over the fence, taking one of the best available options left in Chernyshyov. So Chernyshyov's comparison is Mikhail Granlund, who, he was the Wild's leading scorer later this previous decade, around 2016 through 18. And Granlund's actually had a nice career resurgence in San Jose. Demidov is a unicorn, says Lucy. Kucherov was a regular comparable and stuff I read too. Oh, really? Okay. Yeah, I mean, just that paragraph. That's the first guy I think of. I mean, obviously being a Russian player too. Remember the Hawks trade? Uh, which Hawks trade was that? Yeah, it's not coming to mind there. I want Granlund, my granny. Yeah, Granlund's been a great fit for the Sharks. I'm happy. We got one more year of him, and he helps us get to the to the salary cap floor, of course. Yeah, let me know, guys, if you hear any more related to trades. JJ Moser, a young defenseman who was okay at even strength, interesting in a top four role. That's not the greatest looking of cards, but and I didn't watch him so much this past year. The season before, I did get a couple of good looks at the eye test, and I liked what I saw. I don't get too much into the advanced analytics personally, but I know plenty of people out there do. There's Dominic Bedinka, who fell to the Hurricanes. Good selection there. Leo Salim Wallenius fell to the Sharks at 53rd. That was terrific for them. Just woke up to this news. Yeah, big day for trades already, huh? Devils are taking a long time again. You sense another trade? All right, let's keep our ear to the ground here. Utah's not playing around. I know, right? I mean, this is good. Like I said, like young forwards who I think are going to be. I think Utah could easily be in the top 10 in goals per game next year. And then you add in two veteran, I think overall fairly strong two-way defensemen in Sergachev and also in Marino. Although they had to give up like for Marine or yeah for uh, Sergachev because he's got a long-term deal, right? But you have to give up Connor Geeky, one of your top centers in your prospect pool. They do have a couple other guys who are highly touted, right? Like Logan Cooley, of course, played last year. One of them came from the Hawks moving up from 20 to 18. Oh, I didn't know they had moved up. Okay. I thought he was going to be using that pick to make a move. Oh, wait, we got another trade. Here we go. Devils. Oh, to the Sharks for 85 and a sixth next year. Okay. Awesome. So we swapped picks and had to deal away a sixth next year. That's not the worst thing. All right, come on, San Jose, get a goaltender. Best goaltender available, baby. Let's go. All right, I'm going to hide my screen so I can see what selection the Sharks make here, okay? All right, I'm going to keep my eye on this one. I think Utah will benefit with these vets. They could. Connor Ingram had a nice season for them. Which teams were involved? The Sharks and was that? I'm sorry. Was that the Islanders just now, or was that was the Devils? Excuse me, Devils and Sharks. The Sharks have gotten Carson Wetch, a right wing. Huh. There must be something about him that jumps out at them. Carson Wetch. Wetch, excuse me, Wetch. Wetsch. Carson Wetch. Let's take a look at elite prospects now that we actually have this pick in for the Sharks. I'm going to pull up my screen here. We'll take a look at what he offers. Carson Wetch. Yeah, again, I'm surprised they haven't gone with a goaltending prospect. Played for the Calgary Hitmen from North Vancouver. So he's basically from, Connor Bedard and Macklin Celebrini's backyard. Recently turned 18, rated as high as 63rd, 61st, as low as 110th. So he's basically falling within his range. It's a very broad range at this point in the draft. For Calgary, it was his second season. He had 25 goals, 25 assists for 50 points. Shoots right, 6'2", 200 pounds. Interesting. I wonder what the Sharks see in that guy. But I won't judge because I really don't know anything else about him. Carson Wetch, long, powerful strides and driving crossovers. With a step, he takes the puck straight to the net. If not, he fires a blistering in-stride wrister, maybe a twisted wrister. As play goes back the other way, he hunts down the puck carrier and launches them into the boards. Oh, well, that excites me. He plays a direct, easily appreciable style. Carson Wetch, all right, you are a San Jose Shark. Yeah, no goalie. No goalie, man. Kevin Hayes is gone. I'm free. Congratulations. And by the way, hey, rest in peace to the legend, the baby bull, Orlando Cepeda. Cardinals, great for a few seasons there. World Series champion. And of course, Hall of Famer. Longtime Giant. Should be a goalie. Yeah, I know, right? Vegas drafted a goalie, Pavel Moisevich, excuse me. Yeah, all right. Well, then what were the Sharks thinking? That does kind of perplex me, but we'll have to check the interwebs for some explanations behind this sort of thing. Greer does not like getting goaltenders. Let's see here. Yeah, he had 25 goals and 25 assists for the Calgary Hitmen in 67 games. Noel Franzen, pick number 69. Nice. Oh no, look at this. Logan Thompson was scheduled to have an autograph session, and he's, of course, in his Knights regalia. Hey, what's up, Mister Donnell? Didn't know I would do a live stream. I didn't expect that either, but then the Devils traded away John Marino, so I had to do something about that. Do the Sharks have any more picks? They do, yeah. It's we're deep into the third round now, so I think they have a fourth. They might be missing a fifth. They have like a sixth and a seventh or something, two sevenths. Fanatics jerseys. You know what though? Did you see that Nick from Windy City Hockey had tweeted out that he actually is at the draft, and so he saw the jersey in person, and he said he actually is impressed. So I will not judge a book by its cover just yet. The one thing I will say though is that with the Adidas jerseys, I like the dimples on the shoulders. So I'm kind of upset that they are no longer on the jersey with Fanatics, but it's not the worst news. If the Wings get Trouba, how far up does this put them? In my opinion, it doesn't. It doesn't move them any further for me, honestly. His defensive decision making can be very questionable at times, even though he hits like a freight train. But they didn't need that in their defensive group already, I don't think. But that's just my thought. Jersey drafted. Oh God, Ilkka Pekarinen's son, Devils legend. Oh, huh. Yeah, Pekkarinen, excuse me, that does sound somewhat familiar. Hakkarainen. Who the Devils traded Marino to, and what did they get in return? Yeah, if you just check our banner down below here, um, John Marino has been traded for basically 2 second rounders. So the Devils received the 49th overall pick in this draft. They also receive a second round pick for next year's draft. All right, we'll stick around for just a few more minutes to see if there are any more trades that break our buddy. Uh, yeah, so Utah has acquired Marino and Sergachev. Big time deals, man. Urinating tree, RIP, unbelievably steep overpayment blew up in Tampa's face. I legit thought Jeannot would do well with the Lightning. Bummer. And now he is an LA King. But hey, at least a second rounder got back to the Lightning. Do the Sharks have any interest in Kotkaniemi? Not that I know of. You're talking about like trading for Jesperi Kotkaniemi? I mean, I think our forward group is. I like the way that things look, at least for the prospects. I mean, for Sharks fans out there, we still need a little bit of help at right defense, especially in our prospect pool. We got, of course, Sam Dickinson, but he's a left-hand shot. And yeah, getting another goaltender would be wonderful too. Um, but yeah, Kokaniemi, I don't know how much longer he'll stay in Carolina. I just haven't seen any news about a potential trade partner. Was John Marino's name in trade rumors? Oh yeah, absolutely, he was. Absolutely, over the last like 2 weeks, he was one of the big names. You asked earlier what the contract was for Ekblad. He has 2 years left. One of them is 18 or player option. I don't think I know how that condition works. Looked at videos for Jet. Wait. Luchenko. There we go. The Guelph Storm, and I like the pick. He's got speed. If he can develop more, he can become a gem of a center for the Flyers. Yeah, some people were singing his praises yesterday. I think he went a little bit earlier than projected, but not like um, wildly ahead of his projection. We all kind of knew that the Devils were trying to switch up the decor. Ball already went to the Flames. Figured either Marino or Siegenthaler would also be going. Yeah, I think Siegenthaler's job is pretty safe now at this point. Team or player option. Yeah, I just don't know what like the conditions are with that. Like they can like the team can waive it or the player can waive it or something. I didn't even know that the NHL had that in contracts. When's the next pick? Off the top of my head, I don't know honestly. We can check Puckpedia though. The next Sharks pick is the Sharks' next pick is the Aiden Hill pick is next. That will be in the fourth round. I don't know what number that is though. See full draft. Yeah, the Sharks' next pick will be 116. 116 for the Sharks. That was the Aiden Hill pick. What caused Eiserman to drop in the first round? Basically, just his one dimensionality. He's known for maybe the best shot in the draft class, and that's really about it as far as I've been told. Look up Florida and see who they could choose in the third, or who they ended up choosing. Sure. Team 21. Oh god, what would Florida be? Team number 9? That's okay. I just took a guess. All right, Florida. Their draft picks look like this. And it goes a little something like this. In the third round. Wait, they haven't chosen yet? Yeah, so they picked 97th, but they haven't chosen just yet. So we'll keep our ear to the ground for you, Anthony. A lot of people tuning in, I think on X in particular. By the way, if anybody watches videos on Rumble, I do actually have a Rumble channel where we upload all of our videos, and I just tried live streaming yesterday, and it seemed to actually work pretty successfully for us. So, if you are interested, you may also follow us on Rumble. We're also on X and Instagram. Oops. Oh yeah, don't forget to watch our Matt Cook feature, by the way, if you haven't already. I don't know why, but I think a lot of people didn't even get a notification that it came out, not because of you guys, but because of stupid YouTube. All right. When you look at what's available, who are the best two-way forwards or defensemen that Florida can choose? I don't actually have a like a best player available sheet here. I don't know where I can actually find like a real-time update on that. So I regret to say that I don't have that with me. Stamkos deal will get done soon, you hope. It's getting up against that deadline. Uh Ultimate Pro, he still is going to sign autographs. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good sport, man. We got it, but we're going back here to see what the possibilities are for trades. Shark spot out Knizhov, as we know. Hmm. The moment Logan Thompson's trade stunned the crowd. Hmm. By Mallenstein. Here's the card on Sergachev, by the way. I didn't know Sergachev actually had that much value at penalty killing. I think he also cleaned up his turnovers. Carolina traded pick number 92 for a third next year. So Chicago's on the clock. Or they got Jack Pridham. Is that who they said? We got trades, folks. Feels like deadline day. Well, hey, Chris Johnstein, give me some more, man. Who got Henry Muse? Oh yeah, Calgary did. Yeah, people are really liking what Craig Conroy is doing at the draft here. Yeah, but I'm not seeing anything else at this exact moment. Yeah. All right. All right, gang. Well, I just wanted to see if there was anything else that came in here. I'm gonna Sharks thoughts on San Jose getting Wallman, dude. Man, we got a second out of it. Pinch me, I'm dreaming. That's incredible. I mean, just the cap dump, just getting a second rounder and actually getting some help on defense. Even if we don't keep him forever, that's fine. I don't mind that at all. All right, guys, I'm gonna bounce out. I'm gonna work out some other content, but I gotta get Cortana outside. She needs to play some fetch or go for a walk or something. Actually, you know what, Cortana? We can go to English Point and do like a short hike right now. Okay. So anyway, guys, have a great rest of your day. If anything else major breaks, I'll do my best to do something with that. But don't forget Monday, early in the morning. Well, for me at least, I will be live for free agent coverage. So we're talking Stamkos, Gensel, Lindholm, Reinhardt, Pesci, Shea, possible trades as well. So come hang out with me on Monday if you can, and we'll have some more content in the off season. I've already got 12 videos planned out for the next few months, and we'll have more videos in between those. So guys, have a great rest of your day. Leave a thumbs up before you go, and I'll catch you guys later. All right. Thanks for hanging out with me.